What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Entre Mike, back with Entre, short for entrepreneur. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a load search for Hotshot trucking. In today's video, using the Truckstop load board. There's actually another feature that I think you guys will actually enjoy, probably more than just me going over the, the places you can go, the rate per mile. We're going to still have all of that included in this video, but it's also a map on Truckstop that I think you guys can kind of get a better idea of where freight is moving and where freight is actually plentiful, right? So that's kind of what this is going to be based on too. I got a few ideas that we're going to do with Truckstop. They also have a few new features. So let's go ahead and hop on the board so I can show you some of this stuff and we can get right into it. So guys, this is the part of the board that we would normally go over, look at the rate per mile and etc, right? But I think you guys will get a better idea, right, of how many loads or where the loads are coming from and going to with the map section of this load board. This is probably becoming my favorite after playing around with the load board. Now it's probably seems confusing, right? But over here on the left, you can see I have the equipment type for Hotshot, and I have the origin city of Chicago, Illinois for 150-mile radius. And then of course the destination is going to be anywhere. But now we can come down here, and as far as rate per mile or rate, we can still do the same searches. So I want you guys to comment down if you would rather the normal load board type videos, or are you okay with having the map, right? Because let's say if we want to search for Atlanta, Georgia, it's kind of the same idea. You guys can just kind of get a gist of the actual lanes instead of just kind of words on the screen. I don't know. I think this is just a better way to view it, and I really like it. I really like it. Look, you can see this one going to you can see it going to Canada, but that's just cool as heck to me. Of course, we're gonna have to kind of zoom in to see where a good bit of the freight is, right? But you'll get a better idea within this 150-mile radius of Atlanta or any of the searches where a lot of the loads are picking up, right? So this is cool to me, right? So I guess we'll just start off with the highest rate per mile out of Atlanta. Like I said, I just want to show you guys the map to kind of give you more of a description of where loads are going. So for the highest rate per mile, we got $6.63 a mile coming from Macon, Georgia, going to Atlanta, Georgia. So of course it's a short hop, $5.50 on the rate. Not too far that you got to travel. Let's see, the next one is going from Alabama to Tennessee, $500. Not too bad. What else we got? Same load. It's actually pretty clear to read. Rome, Georgia to Hillsborough, Tennessee. And then just so you guys can know what you're looking at, I know this is kind of hard to see firsthand. I wish I could switch this. Maybe that's a feature they can work on, letting us kind of make this the way we want it. If it is, I'm just kind of unfamiliar with it at this current point. 83 loaded miles for $550. You got 80 miles for $500. If these were closer, I wish the miles were closer to the rate, just so I can get an idea. But it's, I know the rate per mile is what really matters, but just a thought, Truckstop. I know you guys are watching the video. Let's go to the next one. $3,500 to go from Greenville, South Carolina to Aspen, Colorado. 30 feet, 6,200 pounds. Not the best rate, but it's just pretty cool. All right, and the next search request we have is Oakland, California. So let's go ahead and search out of there. 150-mile radius for a Hotshot. Like I said, if you guys want to see your city and state, don't forget to comment down your city and state so you can get those results. Let's see what we got. Average rate of 916. Let's go ahead and look at the highest rate per miles coming out of here. Huh. How long is this trip? A 10-mile trip for $160. Let's not look at these. Okay, how are these? Okay, there we go. This one looks Cali to Cali run, Oakland, Cali to Patterson, California. 76 miles for $375. Let's look at a higher rate. $258 to go from California to Idaho. About 700 loaded miles for 1,800 bucks. It's not too bad. Let's go ahead and move on to the highest rate. Highest rate is a couple $1,000s to go from Cali to Houston, Texas. Let's look at the length. The length is 16 feet, 8,000 pounds. So if you're not a CDL Hotshot guy, you probably don't want to get this. And I want you guys to also pay attention to this. It'll also track the fuel for most of these loads for the route. So while I take this load for $2,000, if you know your fuel is already going to be for $14.36, right? There are a lot of tools in here. And we got a lot of, you know, like I said, they got a lot of new updates that they're coming out with soon. So I'm pretty excited to show you guys those once they come in. Sorry, I'm playing with the map, by the way. I'm trying to see what all I can do with it. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the next search. And the next search we have is Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's go ahead and search. Let's see how many results we end up getting. It's like we got 80 results, so not too many rates out of here. Highest rate per mile is going to be 2,500 bucks. I'm not even going to try it. Wisconsin to Montana. Another 2,500 bucks to go from Wisconsin to Florida. Ryder, Indiana. Oh, got 2,300 bucks for $1.40 going from Minnesota to Sarasota, Florida. Then 255, okay, to go from Minnesota to Wyoming, of course. But I really like this, the fact that they show the fuel that you're gonna possibly spend on it too. And then the highest rate per mile is coming out of here is going to be 284 to go from Waltham, I'm guessing Waltham, Minnesota to Illinois. So that's not a bad load at all. 282 loaded miles for 800 bucks, 40 feet, but it's 16,000 pounds. So yeah, probably should get the features for the weight. So if you're a non-CDL guy, you're probably not touching that. Let's see this one for 10,000 pounds. We got 340 miles for 850 from Minneapolis to North Dakota though. So we probably don't want to go to North Dakota. I'm really liking this map though. So you guys let me know. This is my first time doing it. So like I said, kind of playing with the map a little bit, but if you guys want me to figure this part out, if you rather kind of see the lanes to see kind of where loads are going and where a lot of loads are going, as you can see, of course, a lot of Midwest to Midwest runs, but also that triangle that I talk about, right? You know, it's kind of showing that you can go from the Midwest to either the Southeast or that South Central that I always talk about. West Coast, not too many loads going out west, some Northwest, but you don't want to go too far, right? And then East Coast, yeah, a lot of Midwest, not really much East Coast either. So, but this was just a test run, right? I don't want this video to be too long because I haven't figured it out all the way quite yet. But I do want your guys' feedback on if you like these type of load search videos, or would you like me to go back to the normal format of kind of what we're used to. I just think the map looks a little better. That's just my opinion. So I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like the video. Peace.